us, crossing the street in the district, it means having to look out for turning cars and maybe a bike or two.
Yeah, but for the visually impaired, alerts and vibrations on the crosswalk are life-saving. A warning when it's safe to step off the sidewalk.
Walk sign is on to cross M Street.
Well, there is now a new class action lawsuit accusing the district of failing to do enough to keep everyone safe. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg is in Northwest at 14th Street and New York Avenue with some of the dangers the advocates are sharing.
Yeah, guys, when you typically go to an intersection, we're all familiar with the walk sign or the one that says stop, so you know when to cross the street. But for those who are blind or visually impaired, they have these stop buttons that you are supposed to be able to press it, and it says either wait or you are free to cross the street. The problem is, not all of them work, and they are not at every intersection.
Walk sign is on to cross M Street.
What you're hearing is an accessible pedestrian signal, or APS. They help blind people like Kudzianaki get around safely.
A lot of the times the APS are placed in the wrong place, or they're not working at all, or they're not there at all. And sometimes they're too quiet, so I can't hear them.
That's why she and 4 others are suing DC. There are visual pedestrian signals at more than 1,600 intersections, but Naki says only a fraction have accessible pedestrian signals.
We're trained to listen for parallel traffic and to listen to traffic patterns. That's kind of how we get around. But in DC, that can be extra challenging because of the complexities of the streets.
Take the intersection of 14th Street and New York Avenue Northwest. Most of the buttons are covered, and the one that isn't doesn't work.
Some of our plaintiffs have had really scary close calls where they've started to cross a street and somebody has had to pull them back.
Naki says often she'll choose a route that's all perpendicular streets.
Wait.
Easier to navigate, but costs her a time tax.
Sometimes those routes, avoiding the diagonal streets, avoiding the circles, can take me up to double as long to walk.
It's not just inconvenient, but her lawyer says violates federal and local law.
We hope that with this lawsuit we can work together with the district to make sure that we have safe intersections for people who live here, people who travel here, people who visit here.
Now, this lawsuit comes on the heels of similar successful lawsuits in both New York City and Chicago, where those cities were found to be in violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act, and they now have to install thousands of accessible pedestrian signals. In Northwest, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Stay on the